A report card for the 118th Congress. Is it good or bad? Hello, this is ChartGPT today. So it's getting towards the end of 2023. We thought we'd take a look at the Congress. We always look at the presidential race, but let's take a look at the Congress and how they're doing. First off, looking at the 118th Congress by political party, the House is slightly more Republican, so it's a Republican-held House. However, the Senate, with the independents caucusing with the Democrats, the Senate is the ruling party in the Senate. So it's a pretty divided Congress here for the Biden administration. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Congress is handling its job? Well, this is kind of the Biden years here, and it's pretty flat in terms of approval or disapproval. And as far as approve, it's kind of hovering around the 20, and it's dipped as low as 13%. So it's very dismal. Of course, that means both Republicans and Democrats are not happy. Here's a little bit more detailed chart, and the pink shows Trump, and the light blue is Biden. And you can see there was a bit of optimism when the party switched in the presidency, but basically the approval ratings are near the same, and probably even lower in some polling. And direction of the country started to be some optimism, but has basically trended down. So the difference between Trump and Biden is not that much. And of course, congressional proving is continuing hitting new lows. So this idea that Biden saved us from Trump is just not true. Some maybe make an argument that it's even worse. Here's kind of a detailed chart, but on the left here, it says overwhelming majority of Americans say most elected officials don't care what people like them think. 85% is total. You can see the breakout there. It's pretty average across the whole board. No matter what age, no matter what college education, nobody thinks that our politicians like them. So that's interesting. In the upper right there, you see public is widely critical of how members of Congress do their jobs. Very few people say very good. Most of them are under 20%. It's even somewhat good. Nobody likes it. So there you go. The biggest fears in the bottom, that would be bottom right. The biggest fears of people, Americans, and this is even before getting COVID, is corruption, corrupt government officials. That's the top of the list according to Statista. Interesting point there. In terms of that corruption, here's the officials' corruption prosecuted by the feds. It's been going down. And so the question is it because people are getting more honest? And that's why, but if you look at the polling, no, nobody trusts them. So what that means is that probably the people, the willingness to prosecute politicians is very poor. I think there's a little spike here because they want to prosecute people like Trump, but once you're into the narrative, you're not going to get prosecuted. So there's that point. I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing. I point to this United States corruption rank. This has come out of Trading Economics, and it's been rising over the years. This is the ranking, the country ranking. And you can see that from 1995 to today, it's slowly getting more and more corrupt in the U.S. So, getting back to that question, how is the 118th Congress doing? Well, this is amazing. The amount of bills passed are way down compared to previous Congresses. The question is that a good thing or a bad thing? Do Congress pass good bills? Maybe it's a good thing. So we asked that in our polling. You can check out the post link in the description box of this video. You can follow it and give us your opinion on. There's a poll there you can take whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing. Some would argue that this is a good thing because the less government does, the better we are. And of course, that's kind of been true. Here's kind of an interesting chart on the use of shall, must, may not, require, and prohibited in coding of federal regulations. And it's been flattening out. So the amount of regulations, at least through the Trump years, in the beginning there of Biden, they've been the amount of regulatory has declined slightly. So there's been not. So the upside is that because it's a divided Congress, nobody can get along, and so they don't pass any regulations or bills, which is a good thing, perhaps, or a bad thing, depending on if you think they should. Look at the AI, and it gives you an answer of. In that same post link, whether or not it's how you would measure whether a Congress is effective or not. In any case, don't forget to subscribe.